Aloha kakahiaka pehea oi mai kai mahalo e komo mai. That's Hawaiian for good morning. How are you? I hope you're fine and welcome. My name is Wayne. My wife and I, we own a 4-acre coffee farm right here in Papa Bay Estates on the big island of Hawaii. And we like to invite you to come into our home, and we like to tell you all about the Kona coffee process. So with that, come on in. This is really our first step. It's called fertilization. We use all natural fertilizer from our chickens. We have 28 chickens, and they go around the plants and do their thing, and that's really how we get good organic coffee. Well, before the coffee comes on the tree, there's a white flower. We call it Kona snow, and trees flower about twice a year. Once the flower falls off, it takes 6 months for the coffee to develop. First it's green, then it turns yellow, orange, and then bright red. That's when they're all hand-picked one at a time. If you want to do the job properly, they're picked one at a time.
These are the fingers that does the job.
This is the woman who picks all of our coffee. We don't have any outside help at all. Joe picks all the coffee, and after picking, I take it up to the... After picking the cherries, I like to let them soak in water overnight. That softens the coffee cherry, so when I put it through my pulper, it does very well. Also, it starts the fermentation. Let me tell you about pulping. This pulper, what it does, it takes the red cherries. You can see the red cherry right here, and it squeezes them. And in my hand, you'll see the pulp and the 2 beans. This machine will put the pulp in the garbage can and the 2 beans in there. So I'll start by doing a bucket over here. These were the beans that we fermented overnight. Not fermented, but we let them soak overnight. I put them in the bin. And turn it on. Down in the chute. Okay, now that we pulped all the coffee, the next phase is fermentation. In fact, I do have a card here, and we pick. You saw the picking process, you saw the pulping, and now we're going to ferment. And we let this coffee ferment for the beans ferment for 24 hours. Okay. And the pulp that I just have, I take this, follow me, and we just dump it. And that will dry up and turn into dirt. After 24 hours of fermentation, the beans are now ready to be cleaned and rinsed and ready for drying stage. Now that I've cleaned and rinsed all the mucilage off the coffee, or the beans rather, it's ready for the drying room. This is our drying room. It's a multi-purpose room. We use it for drying not only coffee, but for drying our chocolate, our cacao, and our mamaki tea. What I do is come out here and break this down, and it'll get pretty warm in here. This afternoon, the temperature, well, right now it's about 9 o'clock in the morning. It's almost 100 in here, and it'll get up to about 120, 130 degrees. And then I come back out here every few hours to rake this so it dries evenly. As you can see behind me, I have several different batches of beans being dried. It takes about a week to 10 days for the beans to get the moisture content down to between 9 and 12%. At that point, the beans are ready to be stored. Once the coffee is dried, it is now considered parchment. And parchment is the way that they store the coffee. They put it in these gunny sacks and they put it in a warehouse, and then they wait until the market value goes up. Coffee is a commodity just like barley, rice, wheat, tobacco, cotton, what have you. Then the next phase after storage is I get it ready. I make batches of 20 pounds of parchment at a time, and I weigh it on my digital scale with the container. It's 24.4 pounds. From here I will take it to the huller. Okay, this is the hulling phase. This is a huller. What this does, it takes the parchment or the hard skin off of the coffee bean and polishes the bean, and you're going to see our end results. Okay? Okay, this is the final stage of the coffee process and the most critical. It's the roasting. Alright, so we're going to take our green beans that we just hulled and roasted, hulled and polished, and we're going to put it into our roaster. And the roaster, we're going to be listening for 2 crackles. The first crackle, and you'll hear it, starts right around 360 degrees, and then the second one right around 412. When that happens, we should be at our ideal roast. So let's go ahead and get started. Put our screen on here to keep it from flying out. Put it on. And we will adjust our fountain. Okay, we're getting pretty close. We got the first crackle going. Now we got the second crackle. And we're just about there. You can see all the white smoke. It smells like burnt toast right now. This is all the good signs. I can taste that with a shot of brandy right now. Holy moly, here we go, folks. Getting close, here we go. Wow, it's still cooking. So we gotta stir this for about 2 or 3 minutes. Hey, this is the finished product that we did this morning. I like to do small batches, like 20 pounds at a time. This way it's nice and fresh when our customers get it. I like to do a dark roast. The longer that you roast coffee, the less caffeine, but the more smooth, mellow, robust flavor. Also, when you brew your coffee, you should always grind your coffee right before you brew it. And you know, when you grind the coffee, you have that nice aroma. Well, that's actually the flavor. Once you grind coffee, after 2 hours, you lose 60% of the flavor. So that's why when you buy coffee that's already ground on the shelves of your supermarket, that's not good coffee as far as I'm concerned. And by the way, most of the coffee that you buy in the store goes through at least 12 different hands before you get it. I'm a perfectionist. Our coffee goes through 2 hands, my wife and myself. So you get what you pay for, you want the best, you can get it from us.